Hey everybody, what is up? Episode 30 of the VikingsOwn Network. 30 episodes. What a start to our VikingsOwn career. Let's go to questions now.
Our first question is from St. Louis Rams Cards Tigers 94. His question is, nice discussion, referring to our last episode, episode 29.
Well, in that episode, it was basically a short, simple episode. All I did was yell, and the meaning behind that is that I was completely fed up with the way things were going. Minnesota got swept by Baltimore, and I couldn't take it anymore. That is why.
Yep, and VikingsOwn has started a club at the University of Minnesota called Fire Twins Manager.
I have.
Okay, the next question reads, what will you do if the Vikings move to LA? Align it for life 1?
The Vikings won't move to LA, but if, and I mean if they do, it will probably be in a few years, and I will move down there and buy a beach house down there to go watch them during football season.
If and only if they move to LA, Terrance, I'd probably have my dad's company by then because my dad's going to retire soon, so I can just fly there every day to watch practices. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I mean, I have a private jet. Are you kidding me? Okay, today we're going to start off our show by discussing the Twins, and it is not pretty.
Well, it is early in this baseball season. There is plenty, and I mean plenty of future for us to hold, because the thing that we all need to learn is that a bad start is not bad at all when you can finish well.
Okay, we were swept by the Orioles. That was pathetic. But then we bounced back and won 2-3 against the Angels.
With Albert Pujols, the Angels.
Yep, and then we were swept once again by the Texas Rangers, but they made the World Series 2 years in a row.
Two-time World Series co-backup champs.
And things have looked all right since. We've actually taken 2 of 3 against the Yankees.
Yes, early on in this baseball season, we need to learn that there is plenty of time to start winning games, and that's going to happen. We won 2 of 3 against the New York Yankees. Okay, we're clearly a very good team, a very dominant team. So that's all we need to hear about that, boy.
But we do need to hear about how our star players are doing. Let's start off with Willingham.
What
5 home runs?
What
amazing.
A start. What a start by Willingham.
Yep.
He is taking the team by force.
Yep, great batting average. And let's talk about our 2 stars who had question marks written all over them. Mauer and Morneau. Both have home runs. 1 for Mauer, 4 for Morneau, and both are batting in the high .2s for batting average. How is that, VikingsOwn?
Well, it could be better, Terrance, but it could be worse too. And at the start of the season, not everyone's in full flux. So remember, once you start getting rolling, you cannot stop. Well, it is time to discuss Stanley's Cup and the playoffs that go along with it.
VikingsOwn, it's Stanley Cup, not Stanley's Cup.
But some people would prefer to call it Stanley's Cup.
Okay.
Well, anyways, guys, the Wild unfortunately failed to qualify for this wonderful playoff, but there are some exciting games going on. Terrance?
Let's start off with the Blackhawks and the Coyotes. Fights, suspensions, and all of them are in overtime.
That is insane. I have never seen a playoff series where all 3 games have gone to overtime, and I think they won't get out of overtime. They'll continue going into overtime. And the Coyotes, I have them as Stanley Cup champions from the preseason, so I have to have them winning.
Okay, VikingsOwn, what about the Kings up 3-1 over the Canucks, my runner-up from preseason?
Well, the Kings were up 3-0, so watch out there. But they are also a quality team, better than their 8 seed suggests.
And then, the best team in hockey, the New York Rangers, split with the Ottawa Senators. Who saw the Senators coming?
Not me. I'll tell you, I'm very surprised because I thought the Rangers were very good. They made the playoffs, and they were a 1 seed. Whoa.
What about the other series, VikingsOwn? What do you think about those ones, like the Red Wings, down 3-1 to the Predators?
Well, the Predators are a dominant team, as shown. And also, The Capitals and the Bruins.
Yes, that is an intense series too.
The Capitals should win, though. I have them winning or making it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yep, he has both his preseason Stanley Cup match is still in VikingsOwn.
I told you, I'm very good at predicting things.
I had the Canucks versus the Sabres. I had the Sabres winning, but sadly they didn't make it. But I have the Canucks still. I think they go on a run. They make it to the Stanley Cup Final, and I see them facing the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, that's a good pick. I think the Devils are a good team, not a great team.
And what about, we forgot one series, the high-scoring Phenom series
Wow.
of
Whoa.
the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. It seems like they're scoring 15 goals total each game.
They pretty much are. The Flyers were up 3-0, but the Penguins won last night, 10-3. I want to know how bad that goalie feels. He must feel really bad because that is terrible. I could play better goalie than that. My dog could play a better goalie than that. What is going on here? Okay, come on. What kind of goaltending is that? If I see a goaltending like that, I say, cut the man.
Tuesday night, me and VikingsOwn watched the 3-hour ESPN special on the schedule release.
Yes.
It was a great show.
I love watching it.
We watch it every year. Popcorn, everything.
Yeah, we have a party.
Actually, we don't watch it every year because we met each other last year, so this is our second year.
Yeah, it hasn't been going on for that long.
Fran Tarkington.
Look at that picture. Okay, this is classic Vikings. All right, vintage. And the NFL wants to take this away from the history of Minnesota?
And move to LA and be the LA Dutch?
Yeah, what are they thinking, okay?
Dutch?
Dutch?
Yeah, that's what they're going to call them.
All right, well, this is Viking football. This is historic Minnesota class act football. All right, and our schedule has been released. Yes. It was so intense to watch.
It was. We already know who we were gonna play, but the weeks matter. It matters.
And Monday night games, prime time, Sunday night, Thursday night.
Big change this year. Every team will have a prime time game. Thursday night games will start week 2.
How great is that? The more Thursday night games, the better.
I have NFL Network on all my devices, all 3 of my phones and my iPods because I'm rich.
Yeah, I don't.
But he can use one of mine.
Yeah, he lets me borrow his, and only for a small tax of $3 a week.
Okay, we will bring up the schedule so we can read it to you.
All right.
And we're not going to make our predictions. We're just going to make thoughts.
We're going to save that for later, guys, when it's closer and we know more.
Like August.
Yes, but I cannot wait. First off, preseason, no big deal. Niners away, Buffalo, San Diego home, and then to finish that off, at Texans.
I want to point out something. The Texans and the 49ers are on our regular season schedule. That is key to take notes on what they do.
That is going to be great because I love rematches no matter what kind of game. A rematch is a true game.
Quoted by Logan Grothus. Okay, guys. Week 1, Jacksonville. Week 2, at Indianapolis. Week 3, San Francisco.
Week 4, at Detroit. Week 5, home versus Tennessee. Week 6, at Washington Redskins.
Week 7, Arizona Cardinals. Week 8, Tampa Bay, Thursday night. Week 9, at Seattle.
Week 10 versus Detroit. Week 11, bye week. Week 12, at Chicago Bears.
Week 13, at Green Bay. Week 14, home Chicago. Week 15, at St. Louis.
Week 16, at Houston. Week 17, Green Bay, home. Week 18, playoffs. I'm calling it.
So,
we play the NFC South.
Yep.
Or one team from the NFC South, I'm sorry. AFC South, we play entirely.
Yep. And our one team from the NFC South is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We play the entire NFC West.
Yep.
We play one team from the Washington one.
That is the NFC East,
The
Terrance.
East. Thank you, Vikings.
That is on the East Coast, but Dallas is in the NFC East. Even though I would say they are more Midwest to Southwest range. Or
maybe even West.
Yeah, or South. I don't get it. Why do they do that?
Okay, my first key game, VikingsOwn, please put up the schedule.
Okay.
I haven't memorized it quite yet.
Yes, it takes a while.
Mine is Week 10 against Detroit, home. That can set the mode, the tempo for the end of the season in the rush for the playoffs and who can get the spot from the North.
Not to mention, right before a bye week.
Yes,
they'll be
important.
Yes. All right, my key game is Week 16 at Houston Texans. Houston is supposed to be very good this year. Minnesota, I think they'll be very good this year. It's going to be one of those games that everyone is going to gather around their TV, even if you're not a fan of either team, to watch, because it's going to be such a key game. Could be a possible Super Bowl preview.
Okay, my second key game is Week 17 against...
That would be against
Green Bay. That is important because we are home, and it might be who makes the playoff from the North. Who knows?
Yes.
Two very good teams going at it in the Metrodome.
It should be a great battle. My next key game is Week 6 at Washington Redskins. The Redskins will have Robert Griffin III, and Robert Griffin III won the Heisman at Baylor. He was very good, and it's going to be one blazing, fun game to watch. But the Vikings, I think, will pull it out.
Do you guys remember last year? We didn't win it until Week 5.
Whoa.
It is not nice to be 0-4.
Not
but
at
this
all.
year, we have a very good chance to be 2-0. How big is that compared to 0-4?
That is a huge step up from one year to the other. We already would have won 2/3 of the games we won entirely last year. 2-0, because we played Jacksonville and Indianapolis, two teams that are not that good, and Vikings
possibly 3-0 if we have momentum for the 49ers.
Yes, momentum is key, and that's what the Vikings have. Without momentum, you would be nowhere. Without anything else. Momentum is key. Remember that.
Shout
Shout
out time. Yes.
Shout out. Yes.
Woo! It's shout out time. And Terrance's shout out is to LSU purple jerseys. Beautiful. Better than their white. They never wear the purple. Come on, man.
I agree. They hardly ever wear those purple. They look somewhat like the Vikings, which is a great thing to have. All right, guys, I respect that. My shout out is to 3-star recruits. They are the recruits that are not the flashy 5-star ones and not the talentless 1-star ones. They are right in between, and they're a perfect fit to make the perfect all-around great player and role model.
Yeah, you don't have a team without 3-star.
Yes.
You're like the Heat if you have all 5 stars.
Yes, you don't have anything to back you
You're
up.
like the T-Wolves with 3 stars. And guess what? Next year, we're going to be on fire.
Yes, I can't wait, guys. This was a great episode.
Next week we will have a draft
talk
and NBA playoff talk.
Yes, it should be great. Bye, everybody. VikingsOwn signing off. Out.